Alright, what's up everybody? We're back. Today we're going to bang in a fuel filter on this 98 Chevy pickup. So let's do this. So we're going to try to cheat to relieve the fuel system pressure. Just going to pull out our fuel pump relay. There she goes. Let's crank the engine a little bit. Pull the gas cap off too. In case the fuel tank has pressure inside of it, when we crack these lines, it's not going to go dumping fuel everywhere. Now the book or whatever is going to tell you disconnect the battery. We're not fucking with that. We're just going to leave the key off. You know what I'm saying? So on this C2500, this is our fuel filter right here. I'm kind of like pretty much underneath the driver's door, I guess. Driver's side. Gonna go ahead and take some PB and just spray these fittings off. On really crusty, rusty ones, you might want to come out, you know, a couple days before and start soaking these fittings down, because they can be a real asshole. Here I've got a new filter. So what we got here is these two nuts on each side of the filter. I got a 13/16 to hold those. And then for our nuts right here on the fuel inlet and outlet lines, they're a 5/8. Now for those outlet lines, I'm going to use a flare wrench for that, a 5/8 flare. Chances are this thing is so tight that I'm really gonna need to get all I can on her. So something like this open end wrench just ain't going to do the job. Later in the video, we'll show what can happen if you use one of these open end wrenches and something goes wrong. So let's do this. Now, I don't know if you guys can kind of see what I'm doing there. So I cracked him loose a little bit. Before I go any further, I'm just going to try to crack the other side loose. Oh, fuck. Since the 13/16 was a little bit longer, I just held the 5/8 still and then just yanked down this motherfucker. These things can be super fucking tight, especially if they haven't been done in forever. If your inlet and outlet, you know, fuel feed fittings are in good shape, you probably could come along and use your open end to, you know, make it faster getting it off. But I'm not going to do that. You ever have the feeling that you're gonna get peed on with gas? And there we go. You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
This reminds me of that Leonard Skinner song. Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell? Oh, fuck yeah. You listen to Leonard Skinner, right?
It's Leonard.
What?
It's Leonard.
It's Leonard. Leonard Skinner.
Leonard.
Alright, so now I've got my outlet pipe out of the way. Oh. Yeah, take that, ants. What are you gonna do now, motherfuckers? Alright, got our new filter. Most of the time, these assholes have a little thing that says flow. And of course, we're gonna flow from the tank to the engine. So it's gonna go this way. Just for shits and giggles, let's make sure everything looks cool. It does, size-wise. So let's go ahead and bang her in here. So we want to definitely start this motherfucker by hand. don't know if you guys can see that because I know my hands are all jammed up in here or whatever. Kind of got the line pushed in a little bit. So I kind of went in as tight as I could with my hand so we could take our outlet line. And again, same thing, just go in by hand. If it's like where it just wants to spin, we can kind of wiggle the filter a little bit just to help get things lined up. It's kind of like brake lines sometimes where, I mean, you've got to be spot on. If you're off by even a fucking millimeter, that's what'll happen. It'll just pop right off. So I got about, I don't know, 12 turns by hand on that. So I'm pretty confident that I've got both lines in correctly. If one of these pops out, no big deal. Nothing to get upset about. Just keep on trucking. So far so good, everything feels okay. So now that I've got it kind of snug, I'm just gonna and then similar to when we took it off, I'll hold the 5/8 still and try to push the big one, and she's tight. So on this one, I'm just holding the 13th, 16th still and just pushing on the 5/8. And I think we are good to go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that fuel pump relay back in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the gas cap back on, and I'm gonna start this thing up. We're gonna come back and check for some leaks. You gotta remember something here. You may smell a little bit of gas, you know what I mean? But we did lose a good bit all over the ground and shit. So, and then we've got this stinking ass filter right here, just chilling. I'm more rely on the visual inspection than just by smell. So checking out the inlet right here, I got nothing. Got nothing on the other side. Alright, so at this point in the video, we're done replacing the fuel filter. If that's all you came to see was how to do it, we're done. You ain't got to watch the rest. But I've got more to talk about as far as this fuel filter, so if you do want to see a little bit more, stick around. Let's get out from under here. So what was the whole deal about the whole, using a flare nut wrench? Well, this is a different Chevy CK pickup. You can see my white one back there, and this isn't the same one we were just under. I don't know how good you guys can see this, but the fitting on the line right here is almost round. There's no more flats left on it because I'm gonna just guess that someone didn't use the right kind of tool to get that off before. And if you look real still at it, you can probably see the vice grip marks on this right here. Pretty much I had to clamp down some super massive vice grips on this a while back, and then use the 13/16 on this side right here to crack this motherfucker loose. Like I said, this is what can happen. I know it's like kind of hard to make it out on a freaking YouTube video, but just by feeling it, you can almost feel, like I said, the flats are pretty much gone. They're destroyed. And this is something you very well could run into. And again, it's your call if you want to try to, get some vice grips on here and, just use the 13/16 wrench to turn the whole filter assembly. Really no way around it. That's kind of why I made it a point to say you definitely want to use the flare nut wrench, because the last thing you want to do is create more problems for yourself when you're just trying to save a couple bucks doing your own maintenance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, this truck right here actually has a cool history, and it's kind of like the reason why I try to videotape, everything I do now. This truck right here had like 25 pounds of pressure when I did the fuel pump relay jumper test, and I had asked the owner of this truck what the deal was with that, and had she ever had the fuel filter replaced. And she said no. She took it to a couple places before, and they looked at this fitting and said, we're not touching it. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of bailed. Conveniently though, they did give her an outrageous quote to replace, basically every fuel line in the truck. You know what I mean? Which was kind of retarded. I really regret not filming that, because the filter that was on here was so crusty, rusty, and old that it was so restricted that it I got 25 pounds at the rail up front, and just replacing the filter, not only did it bring the pressure up to like 55 with the key on, but the truck started up and drove fine. So how often should you change the fuel filter on these CK pickups? Well, right here in the owner's manual, 30,000 miles, replace fuel filter. 60,000 miles, replace fuel filter. 90,000 miles, replace fuel filter. I think it goes all the way up to 120,000 miles. Oh, maybe not. It's safe to say that this is recommended at every 30,000 miles. I am not a fuel filter salesman or anything like that. This is from GM. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of other things, when they published this, they didn't say you have to come to us and we have to use our special $100 filter. They're just like, we don't give a fuck who does it, just do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to find out what's in here, but since today is fuel filter day, gotta do my Trailblazer too, so I'm gonna do that one, and then we're gonna cut these bitches open, see what's inside. I don't know if you can see all that crud down in there. That's just shit that came out of this fuel filter that was in the Chevy pickup. Now I did the same thing with the fuel filter that was in the Trailblazer. Unfortunately, I dropped this fucking thing and lost most of the hard debris. Got a little bit of got a little line for you right there. So yeah, these things can clog up, and like I said, they can cause drivability problems. I've even had a couple of them that would lower the fuel pressure enough that the truck would stall. There's a lot more I want to say about that, but I guess we'll go into the office so I can, I don't know, talk about that a little bit. Now, talking about the fuel filter here for the CK pickups, that kind of reminded me of something that I guess I really wanted to talk about for a while, but never really had the time to do it. When I started doing videos for the Trailblazer and Envoy repairs and maintenance and modifications, everything was cool. Everything was cool up until I did that fuel filter video. You know, in that video, I had data, I had miles per gallon logs, you know, distance traveled, how often I was filling up, how many miles per tank I was getting. You know, I had data, you know, to back up my claim. I'm not a fuel filter salesman by any means. It's just that I've seen it affect my Trailblazer, you know, the truck that I drive, you know, every day for the past 7 years. So, you know, being that I had gone through that year after year and decided to make it a yearly replacement as opposed to, you know, every 30,000 miles like the book suggests, you know, I wanted to share that with people. And that was the catalyst for asshole nobodies coming out on YouTube leaving retarded fucking comments. You know what I mean? See, here's the thing. You know, I come up there with my life experiences, my data, you know, what I went through with my truck. And these motherfuckers come out with what they read on the internet or what their cousin who used to be a mechanic told them. Oh, the fuel filter wouldn't cause that. Bullshit. You motherfuckers don't work in a shop. What the fuck would you know about what a fuel filter would do? You know, like I said in that video, until you've actually had a drivability problem that was caused from a severely restricted, you know, fuel filter, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you know, like I say, it was the catalyst. That's when everything went from being it's cool, we're just out here having a good time, you know, replacing some parts, doing some modifications, and for the most part, people that watch, generally nice people. I can't expect everyone to be perfect, but that video is when the assholes came out, you know what I'm saying? Asshole nobodies that don't have the balls to get in front of a fucking camera, share their experiences, and show people how to do things. You know, I guess they just get off from, you know, giving people a hard time on the internet. But if you're going to give people a hard time on the internet, have some fucking data to back it up. I don't care what your cousin said. He's not a mechanic anymore. Nothing that you can say is going to contradict my life experiences. You know what I mean? And again, same with the CK pickups. The book says 30,000 miles. They don't give a fuck who does it. It could be you. It could be the dealer. It could be your cousin who used to be a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They just want you to do it. It's part of maintenance, you know? I've got way too much shit going on. To be honest with you guys, I am 25 videos behind schedule. I've got a huge box of parts in my room over there. We've got blower motors, resistors, wiring harnesses, crank sensor, bearings. I mean, I've got so much shit, I just don't have the time to do it. Between my day job and some big projects I've taken on my free time, which are pretty badass, my time is really limited. You know, I apologize for that shit because I really wanted to get cracking on that, what is it, the CK spark test, you know what I mean, the complete version. And I just haven't had time to do it, you know what I mean? I've actually got two pickups now, V6 and a V8, and I wanted to kind of consolidate both of them to one video for like more of a one-size-fits-all, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't have the time. I'm doing the best I can with the time I got. If anyone knows a way to make it so if there's 10 days a week and 10 extra hours in a day, hit me up. I'll pay top dollar for that shit because I can sure use it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I know this video ran kind of long, but like always, there's always some stuff I want to say, you know, relevant to what's going on in real time. Now, coming up next, you guys are going to see two off-topic videos. We're not fixing shit. Really what I've got coming up, I've actually already got the footage for it. I just need the time to sit back and edit it. It's going to be just a description of what the hell a CK pickup is, because someone asked me what the hell is a CK pickup. They actually thought that it was a 1998 CK pickup, which was like the name of it or whatever. But that's going to kind of clear that up. And then I've also got another off-topic video, which I think the info is gold. I'm sorry for, you know, throwing in some off-topic videos. I know you guys are here for repair videos, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I said, had some stuff to get off my chest. I probably am going to show some of these projects I'm doing, because two of them are really fucking badass shits that I'm working on right now. So that's what's taking up a lot of my free time. Also my job. Also my one-year-old terrorist who's, you can probably hear him crying, screaming, hooting, and hollering right now in the background. He's mad as fuck because I'm in here making a video. But like I said, we're going to get back out there, you know, as time permits. You know what I mean? So, I really don't know what else to say, I guess. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to my shit. And I'm giving away something at 5,000 subscribers. Not because I have this goal of, oh, I have 5,000 subscribers. I don't really care about that. I mean, I appreciate every single person who subscribes because it just tells me that you guys like what you're seeing. You know what I mean? And 5,000, we're going to be doing a little bit of something. So keep your eyes tuned for that. Wait a minute. Keep your ears tuned for that. Actually, what would you even tune for that? Tune something for that.